Hi everyone, thanks for joining us for this press conference with Kayleigh Barton. We'll take 4 or 5 questions each if that's okay. So who would like to go first? Michael?
Morning, Kayleigh. Obviously, another player who's been around the Wales camp for a long time. This has always been the aim. How does it feel now you're here?
Yeah, we get asked these questions all the time, and you know, I remember before the tournament and we qualified, everyone kept asking me, like, "You're going to the Euros, how does it feel?" But it didn't feel surreal at that time until you actually step out to this tournament. So yeah, it's a special moment for me and as well as the whole team. So yeah, it's been a long time coming, but I'm just trying to embrace every single moment.
Wales like the underdog tag. That's kind of always been the way. It's an extremely tough group, but there does seem to be genuine confidence from the whole squad that you can not only cause an upset, but make a real impact to this tournament.
Yeah, look, we're just taking every game as it comes, and the first one is the Netherlands, and that's exactly what we're doing. We're not thinking what's at the end, we're thinking what's now. You know, that's the Netherlands game coming up, and we're doing that preparation. And you know, I know probably Sophie's already said it, we played top nations in League A, and that's kind of give us a platform and the confidence to where we are now.
How special is it for you, for someone who's been around the squad for a long time, that Sophie's here? Because obviously it was such a touch-and-go situation, and she's made it, and by all accounts is looking, you know, like she's never been away.
Yeah, Sophie's a professional, you know. From the moment she did it, she had a goal in her mind, what she wanted to achieve. So it's fantastic that we have someone like Sophie, you know, back with us in the squad, and her presence, not just on the pitch, but off the pitch. You know, she's a great character. As you see, she's always smiling. So she's like that every single day, and I'm just so happy for her that, you know, she's reached a goal and getting back, and she's back with the team.
You're obviously about to enter a new phase of your career as a manager. Does this feel like a kind of, not necessarily the end, but a perfect kind of way to cap your playing career?
Look, I've been doing coaching for about 4 years. You know, I've been going into grassroots teams and, you know, coaching young girls. And I've been doing this Saltdean head coach role since January, alongside playing. You know, I haven't said I'm retiring. It's just everyone assumes that I am retiring because I've now taken a head coach role, which is something that I love doing. I love playing and I love coaching. And I've learned of so many respectful coaches over my years of playing football. So I'm just kind of, you know, giving what I've learned and the tools I learned to young girls and women. You know, some reason everyone thinks I'm going to retire, but here I am just doing what I love. I love playing football, I love being on the grass, and I love coaching.
Brilliant. Thank you, Kayleigh.
Kayleigh, obviously this has been a dream of yours for such a long time now, just 3 days away. What are the main things that you're going to be working on in these next few days in preparation for the Netherlands?
Me personally or the team?
As the team.
No, we're just here and, you know, we're focused. You know, we went to Portugal, we had a kind of preparation camp. So we're ready, you know, we're here to turn up. And yeah, we're just putting everything that we know on the grass, ready in preparation for the game. And yeah, so we're just really enjoying being on the grass and being here in this occasion. But, you know, when that game day comes, it's focus time.
You mentioned enjoyment. It wasn't that long ago that you were having to balance a full-time job as well as playing football. So I'm guessing it's never lost on you, the position you find yourself in now and being in these surroundings.
God, that's many years ago. I had a full-time job. Yeah, like once upon a time, you know, women's football, we had full-time jobs as well as playing football, and now I'm here now. So this is why I'm just trying to be really present and in the moment and enjoying this, you know, being in this tournament, because for us as Wales, it's been a long time coming. So yeah, we're, you know, just trying to embrace this moment and stay focused, because at the end of the day, we still have a job to do. You know, we're in a tough group and we're here to go out there and perform.
It is a tough group, and of course the other 3 nations have a wealth of experience at major tournaments, but what Wales lack in terms of that experience, they certainly make up for in terms of togetherness.
Yeah, listen, we have so much pride and passion. I think we've shown that over the last 6 months, and yeah, okay, the other teams might have an experience, but you can't underestimate us as a team. And I think we've proved that against some of the in League A against the some of the top opposition.
Thanks very much.
Hello, Kayleigh. So, over in Brighton, which is effectively where you are, Saltdean, it's a lovely place.
Mm-hmm.
Are you moving down there? Are you living down there?
Yeah, that's I moved towards Brighton when I first signed for Brighton about 7 years ago, and I love it there. But there's no place like home. I do miss Wales, and I come down to Wales as much as I can. So yeah, there's no place like home.
It's a little bit different down there. Of course, it's a really, really positive movement over there for women's football, all around Brighton City and all around the towns outside. Lewis, for instance, which we know of, they're going through a few of their issues at the moment. Have you got any aspirations? How do you see your development going with Saltdean? Because it's a fresh perspective for you, and it's a very fresh perspective for that particular part of the city, if you like.
Look, women's football, we're progressing, and I just feel that as a player, like I've said before, I've learned so much and I've gained so many tools. So why not use that effectively and give that back to young girls? Like I said, I've been coaching for over 3 years, from young girls from age 11 to seniors. I've been doing it for so long and I love it. When you turn up to a coaching session with 10-year-olds and they look at you and you're their role model, like this, I'm already given that back, and then I'm given a coaching session that I've learned from respective coaches. So yeah, it's nice to give something back, what I've learned, and it's something that I really enjoy.
And finally, are you going to look to have any aspirations in terms of Brighton and moving forward there, because they're so close? Is there any development or links that you're going to look to have with them, whether it's at Saltdean or moving forward in the future?
Look, I'm just focusing on the tournament, and that's the most important thing for me at the moment. Like, I've waited a very long time for my career, so everyone keeps asking me about coaching. It's something I love. It's like going to the cinema. You love going to the cinema. You love going to the park, taking the dog for walk. It's what I love. But football, I'm present, I'm here in the tournament, and this is something I really want to enjoy. Like, I'm not thinking about coaching, I'm thinking about the next game, my preparation, how I can be 100% going into that next game.
Awesome. Thanks, Kayleigh.
Any other questions?
Just one from me.
Yeah.
I've been chatting to your football bosses back home, the FAW. They say after this tournament there'll be increased investment in the grassroots game, women's and girls. More money spent on facilities and making them female friendly. Mm-hmm. I just wanted to take me back. When you first started, what did you encounter?
Not many girls' teams, facilities, just fields. That's where I started with boys' teams, not many girls' teams. And then we were training, especially on pre-season, it was just like a local pitch. So that's how I kind of started the career. So for us being in a tournament and for Wales and increasing participation and investment, that's something that we can also give by qualifying for this major tournament.
One example is it's putting locks on cubicles, having individual shower cubicles for teenage girls. They feel more comfortable getting involved in the game. Speaking as a coach now, how important is that to encourage younger girls into the sport?
Of course it is. If I remember when I was younger, your body image, you go through so much change. So it's so important that they have their privacy. Implementing things like that, it's very important. It's something that every club or every facility should be putting available for those young girls.
Thanks, guys. We'll leave it there.
Thank you,
Diolch
everyone.
yn fawr.